Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Travis Simulant Sours, and we are jumping into a traditional best of three Kaldheim Draft on MTG Arena. Chat, say hello to YouTube. We've opened us some magic cards, and I think I'm on Glade Warden out of this pack. I just spent a long time talking to chat about why I prioritize the green cards over the non-green cards. This still means greens needs to be open. None of these are amazing, right? There's just like, well, I wouldn't say it's garbage. There's plenty of decks that I've been happy with Glade Warden. I think the Valkyrie's pretty good. I've seen the Sword do some work. I play Disdainful Stroke quite often. For context for YouTube, I had a deck with 9 snow sources, 4 of these, and ways to recur them, and they were trash. Absolute trash. I don't know that the first Glade Warden is better than the first Worm. However, I suspect that I can get another Worm if green is open, and if it's not, I just won't play this. Oh yeah, I had 5. This is a really tough pick. And this is where my preference to green is going to influence the draft a bit. This is a worse Doom Bolt. Like, let's not pretend that it's a worse Doom Bolt. It's a worse Doom Bolt. But I want the Wolf. I think this is probably the best green uncommon. Like, we'd have easily taken it out of the last pack. We just didn't have one. I don't know that it's an easy pack mate. This is where, again, those color preferences come in, because I'm more likely to be able to play more things if I'm green. I think I'm on Wolf, Fumarole, then Troll. Then we're starting to look at Frostpyre versus Rune of Flight, and we've got some decisions to make. If you're taking the Veil there, I think you're taking it too early. Although now we're beginning to talk. Because there's a Prey Upon here that could potentially get upside. Now, I'm not going to put in much work to make this do the thing. I'll just play a Prey Upon and be okay with it. Like, I'll probably get a 5-mana 5/5. I like my fixing early too, but if green's open, my fixing's going to be Glittering Frost. I don't actually like this counter very much. I think it's not significantly better than Disdainful Stroke. There are snow uncommons that I will work hard for. Well, hello there. Now I'm interested in fixing. I'm getting quite interested in fixing, because King Narfi's Betrayal is actually a card. Comparisons between this and Divination break it pretty quickly. On turn 3, this is not what you want. On turn 7, when you've played out most of your stuff, it's good. It's a card. It's definitely a card. Shifter is decent. Yeah, this one is quite decent. I'll see more of these. I'm not going to see another King Narfi's Betrayal. This is rare. This is get to the late game, draw straight up gas. Now, I have often said that the draft begins on pick 5, and I still believe that it does. So this is where we need to take a serious consideration about what we're going to take here. We haven't really been past good green. And I'm not taking a Glade Warden here. It's fine, but if I'm picking that, we're forcing green. So it's time to step away for a minute. I don't really want to move into black or white. Blue-black isn't a deck unless you get a Narfi or have a lot of snow payoffs. Skull Raid can be okay. What I want is the Iron Verdict here. This leaves me options to be an Esper. It leaves me options to be in green splash everything, and it leaves me options to be in green-white. This is the best blue uncommon in the set. Yoinks. I'm not taking Struggle here. No chance I'm taking Struggle here. There's also a Struggle there, but there's zero chance I'm taking it over Behold. Skimfar's fine, but I feel like blue and green are kind of starting to peek at me here. I don't want to play blue-white. I'm not playing this. I'm going to take the hawk. Yes, I am Wallet Inspector. Yeah, we're supposed to be in green-blue, potentially with a dousing of snow, potentially with a splashing for a betrayal. Not sold on green yet. Look at all these cards. Look at all these chickens. I do want one Bind the Monster in my deck, but I want only one. I think this is a troll moment, and I've got an excuse to really prioritize the snowlands from here. Like, this is an easy one. Because we'll play this, and we'd play a Disdainful Stroke, but I don't need them. Veil Wield. That means this is almost assuredly going in. Kinseekers are great. Like, the blue-green theme is kind of changeling, which is not a bad thing to try to enable. We could conceivably splash a way down if our mana gets very good and we think we need it. It's unlikely to me that I'll do that, but I don't see a reason not to take it here. How does Veil wheel? If nobody takes it, it wheels. Veil Wheel isn't nuts. These lands are not as good as everybody thinks they are. Yeah, I like the Thought Thief too. It's okay. This does not enable the 5-color deck. Glittering Frost does. But different people are interested in these. This enables a little splash for you, but not much else. Oh yeah, it's very good for us. I think I'm quite interested in an Elfin Bow here. I like the spider a lot. I have spoken many times of my love for the spider. My love for spiders is like a truck. But I might see another spider. I'm probably not going to see another bow. I'm not picking the thief that early. I haven't been able to get that guy to do enough work. It's okay, I'll play him, but I'm never excited to boot it. Like I said, we're not going to see another bow. So nothing we can really do there. The bow isn't really a better spider yo-yo. One of the things... Oh, okay. I'm down with that. I think I'd put the spider ahead. Thoughts on the land here? That's what I'm taking. Because now Narfi's Betrayal isn't like something we might play. It's something we're going to play. The reason... Will you get over here? The reason I like the spider is it against Esper, it does all of the things. And it's also really good against... yeah, I guess blue-green isn't open. Who would have known? White cards in current year. What was I on about? Oh, the spider. It blocks the 4/4s. It'll beat people to death. 2 people aren't playing white to our left. This is not a surprise. There's probably 1 or 2 white drafters at the table. This will be very good for them. 2 people to my left aren't playing blue-green. I am. This is great for me. What trades with 2 1s? It does. So your deck needs to be set up that... The thing is, 2 1s aren't good. Who's playing 2 1s? If the board's empty, it can start clocking people. I like that. Boros Aggro. What's not a deck in best of 3 drafting? I'm looking at the sinkhole here. I don't want this counter. This is like a bad disdainful stroke. If I take this, all of a sudden Iron Verdict may be on the menu. I'd like to play Iron Verdict. I do want one Lindo, but I can't pass this Rimewood Falls just yet. I don't have those 1/3s, but at this point I'm in on Verdict, because what this deck is missing is a little bit of removal. What does this button do? This is a 2/4 that searches for more legendaries. I mean, I guess finding this is pretty cool. This deck would probably play a Raven Wings, but it would get pretty low down the priority pick order for me. I guess I'm not missing anything for this, because we're going to splash some black, but not that. This is mostly just a 2/4, though. It's pseudo-ramp in a tribal deck, which we're not. I'm not playing Skull Raid. I hear you. I have not had good success with Skull Raid. I have had really good success with Run Ashore. I'm wondering about splashing this Squash, or maybe taking this with the idea that we could splash something else later. I think I like the Run Ashore, though. So this gets Warriors and Elves. So not bloody much. I don't know that I want to splash for that. There's times where it'll be bad, sure. I think I'm more likely to play the Wings, but this could still happen. Yeah, that was the final push for me, is it is legendary, so like we've got some shenanigans going there. We'd be missing the Raven Wings, because I think I'd actually play that and be pretty happy about it. I don't think we're in on a pig currently, but we could be if we see a couple of Mistwalkers. I don't want any of this. It was terrible, Drac. It was absolutely terrible. One of the worst decks I have ever played. Like, we did the thing, we tried it, and that card's just actively bad. You've liked Wither Crown in general? I've seen it do some decent work. It was okay. I'm kind of on bound here. We're already looking to splash white. What we're missing is removal spells. This gives me an additional one. And we can just kind of solidify ourselves and bant stuff with a splash for King Narfi's Betrayal. It is overvalued. I would agree with that. I think Finn's enough for me to want to get the Herald in, and we know what we're doing. I could play this too if I want to, but these other black cards are just not getting in there. Here, move over here for a minute. I need to clean this up. We're probably off of pick. We're probably off of way down. I don't need the mountain. I probably don't need... I shouldn't need this Yeti. But I do really like Finn here. And I think I can get this mana to work. Oh, I don't have enough bad stuff to trade them. You can finish games with the Yeti. Fine, we can leave it in for now. I don't think the mana dork is that great. Because I'm not really ramping to anything. I think I'm on the Outrider. I need a large thing and I don't have one. I wish I had a Linda, but I don't. Well, here's, do you want Linda or do you want Path to the World tree? Any creature that's worth playing draws out removal. So if you're playing a creature that doesn't draw out removal, you might should reconsider playing it. Yeah, we've seen a lot of bows this draft. I'm kind of surprised about that. I think I have to take the worm. I do like Path, and this deck could actually make it work. But here, we got a deck. Don't know that I want two Iron Verdicts, but I can play two Bounding Golds. Off of this Glittering Frost. I mean, I was going to be happy with the Gates of Istafel. What are the chances that Trickster God's highest wheels? It's non-zero. If it does, I want to have this to get there. Okay. I do like having access to a Raven form. The Valkyrie's really bad. I don't want the Valkyrie. There's my one bind. Cool. That means I may not need both of these pacifisms. I also really like one Snakeskin Veil if you're over like 12 creatures, which we are. So I think we built us something here. We probably end up cutting one of the bounds. It's just a harder to cast bind. Or I could cut the bind, because this is more flexible. I can kill whatever I want to with it. That's so many Iron Verdicts. There's a world where we were playing green-white here. I've sided in Mist as well, too. Ooh, I really want one of these for the sideboard in case somebody... Like, we didn't get the switcheroo card. This is playable, too. I don't think I need it. Unless we're super heavy blue, because I think I'm probably just going to end up cutting this bind and see if I can make this mana work. I'm going to do the Stream Raiders battle. Sadly, I can no longer pause the YouTube recordings. I need to run grab something. But you can be entertained with a Stream Raiders battle, and I'll be right back. We won! Huzzah! I haven't seen the Thief be particularly good. I've seen it be okay. Maybe it's the Borderland Minotaur of the set. We've just gone past where Borderland Minotaur is playable. It's always going to be okay, but it's never going to be great. I've mostly liked it when I could make the creature types do something. Even with the kills, Fort with the assists, rewards for Urberk, Falco, and Artillery. I mean, it's mostly Surveil, right? Like, it's fine. I don't know that I want to get the pauses enabled again. Because, like, the downside is I can't pause, and that's a real downside. But the upside is I kind of don't need to anymore. So this kind of just needs the mana base to be sorted out, and we've got something here. It's a ton of force. I think we are playing 19 lands, so I don't need to stress too much about that. I don't need a swamp. This is super late. Like, the argument here is I just take out something that doesn't particularly matter and play that Thought Thief. And I think I'm kind of on board with that. Because, like, our curve realistically looks a little more like this, and I don't think Yeti matters that much. I think I would rather play the Thought Thief here. Yeah, they're both filler cards, so let's play the cheaper one. The Yeti's going to come down a turn too late to trade with the 3-drop that it needs to trade with, whereas this will at least do that. So I think I'm pretty happy with this. I don't think I need a swamp, right? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 black sources already, so the swamp can just go. So the real question is then, how many planes do I need in this deck? And that is what we must answer. This is giving me 5, 6 green sources. We're going to need more than that. 5, 6, 7 blue. We're going to need more than that. But what if I trim 2 planes, add in 2 green and a blue? Are we where I want to be? Because green can get me a lot of the other colors, and theoretically so can blue. What's up, Dave? This is basically giving me 8/8. Did they change the quantity counter? I'm not sure what that means. Oh, okay. Maybe they did. Well, it was on some of the arts that had like weird backgrounds, like the showcase arts you couldn't see. I think the only time you should do your opponent's deck with the Thief is if they've scryed something to the top the turn before. Then you should probably do that. Ray's not suggesting that you should use this thinking that your opponent's mana screwed when they've got 2 lands in play. If they've got 2 lands in play, don't play a land for the 3rd turn and then pass back and you draw the Thief. Maybe you take a peek. So I see what Shadowside is saying about you can't always know that. But you can know that sometimes. And that's what Ray meant with it. He wasn't suggesting that you just slam this on turn 3 and try to get a land out of the way. Because you don't know that. You don't know that they're mana screwed yet. I think I like this. This is giving me 4 white sources. 4 black sources. I'm a little concerned that I might should take out the Verdict and play the Bind the Monster. But I'm not gonna. I'm like 1 Glimmering Frost short of something. Yeah, that too, Dave. Yeah, yeah, and I'm not critiquing you there either, Shadowside. I'm just saying, like, that's not what he meant. I knew what he meant. That awkward. But we keep. There's some argument that this should go out on white anyway, because I'm not casting Narfi's Betrayal until incredibly late. So I think I'm actually supposed to jam this on white. Because any of the white cards that I draw are things that I could play early. If I'm playing this on like 3 mana, things have gone horribly wrong and I'm losing anyway. Now cue me drawing a white source. Well, sure, Magic is kind of a game of incomplete information, isn't it? If you're doing it right. Alright. Somebody's trying to kill me. That's awkward. I think we may just be looking to trade off this Glade Warden with it. They're going to have to foretell twice just to get an attack in, and if they kill the thing, they won't have enough mana to foretell and get in for damage. I'm going to kind of dare them to spend their turn foretelling and attack. If that had been an untapped land, we could talk about Eyeside Troll with Snakeskin Veil up, but it wasn't, so we can't. Ermagerd. A Bergsturter. Now I'm on the unhappy blocking. But we cannot continue to take this much damage. We've taken 8 points of damage from a Dream Devourer. That's the most damage I've ever seen that card do. Auto Tapper didn't leave green up. Auto Tapper couldn't leave green up. Yeah, this is not what I want, but if they've got a trick or a removal spell here, they were going to get the troll with it anyway. And I get to leave most of the stats around from the bow. I don't think I would have chosen to chump block, but we're about to slam a 5/5. I can deal with that. Veil is on white. Dream Devourer would have been pretty good as a 0/4. I think almost absurd as a 0/4. They've got a Jarl. All right, Jarl me. I think they have a Jarl too. Nope. All right. I do need white mana, so I don't think we just jam that out yet. It's a bit awkward. Give me one more turn. That's a weird throwaway there, dudes. I guess they wanted to get the one thing in the graveyard so they could use the way down. The lower their life total gets, the better that plan starts to look. I suspect I'm run assuring this turn. We will see. This seems fine. Can I get a pacifism's not very good in this set, please? Thank you, Joe. So there's some sort of 5-color deck too. It looks like mostly Sultai with some snow payoffs. I'd be willing to bet they have a Frostbite that they're splashing. Yeah, I do too. I'm thinking about taking the Verdict out. Don't think I want a Verdict. You can even hit pacifisms with the pacifism. I mean, its condition isn't that hard to fulfill. Somebody's attacking you. But I think I want to cut it here for the bind. I don't think there's anything else I want to fiddle with. Pacifism's condition... Well, I guess pacifism isn't... They have to have a board. Bounding Gold can target lands, but what if they don't have anything in play? What then? Checkmate, atheists. It has the aren't you just winning problem, yeah. Fair. Oh no, I'm winning. Like people that are like, you shouldn't play Wrath in a limited deck. I'm like, if you draw it and it's bad, you're probably winning. Don't you know? Is today a winning day? You know what, John? Every day is a winning day when I have the Mana Lake in my chat. Thank you for coming and tuning in and being a part of this lovely endeavor. All right, green mana would be nice. We'll find some. The one and only. Wombo combo. No, I think I'd rather play this out than just literally not do anything. That's a bold attack. Do you take me for a coward? This is a warrior bird. Oh man, I'm glad it didn't just auto-target that for me, because that wasn't what I wanted to cast. They looked too much alike. Well, that kind of sucks. I don't want to 2-for-1 myself. But I may have to. I hope they try to kill it. That would be like a best case scenario. No. I'm going to 2-for-1 myself. I think the world where I win this game is the world where they don't have anything here. And I'm not viewing that entirely as a 2-for-1, because some of those stats stick around. Yeah, I'm going to have to make up the card advantage with the Betrayal. Good news now is we can get the bird back too. Because that must be a Jarl, right? Yeah. I don't want their 1-drop. Because I could get this. You don't get both. Then you exile a creature or planeswalker. So I can only cast the thing I've exiled. You only ever getting 2. Sadly. I think I would like the Reaper still. And for me, would I rather have a Hawk or a Thought Thief? I guess I'd rather have the Thief at this point. Because I've already got a Hawk. I really don't want to trade Finn off for that Jarl. Because, like, we know they're playing Alinda. I can take 3. Then trade off the Thought Thief for it. I just drew myself to death with Toski and opponent resigned. They may not have been paying attention to how many things you had. Well, I mean, this seems like a pretty easy turn to me. I don't need that. I've still got the Finn to trade for Linda. Plus the Vengeful Reaper if I need it. Yeah, take that one. Don't ask questions. That's good advice, Skinny. That sucks. I'm going to need to deal with that Raven Wings. That's a little scary. They can start clocking me for 4 with it, so I end up having to trade the Reaper with the Jarl, but I can't trade the Reaper with the Jarl. Which may mean I need to swing with these 2. I have to hold it back until they play Alinda. And the Thought Thief is basically dead anyway. I'm going to need them to make a mistake for us to win this game. So let's give them the opportunity to do that. This is, believe it or not, a decent trade for us. They have recognized that it's a decent trade for us. But I can sort of erase the 4 damage off of the Vengeful Reaper as long as Finn isn't dead. It does have poison. That's about all I got going for me. The challenge here is they could just equip the Raven Wings on the Disciple and send them at me. But like the Elder Hall's sitting there staring at this Thought Thief. But this is good. We're potentially trading. Like, yeah, that was always going to happen. Man, I need one heck of a draw for this to be good, huh? That seems like one heck of a draw. They did take themselves off of Linda Mana, which is what I was most scared of. This go to your hand. This go... No. On top of library, that, and hand that. I really don't want to do that the other way in case they got a land in hand. It is unlikely that we're going to win with poison. We've done it before, though. It involved a Vengeful Reaper. I'll see what we can do. It involved a Finn with the land that puts counters on him, connecting until they were at 8, and then stalled the ground. And then I played, I think it was actually Broken Wing or Cobbled Wings, whatever, on Finn that did it. I mean, they're going to have to start chump blocking it here in a minute. We could top deck another Bounding Gold and win if they don't get a blocker. Horde stall intensifies. They don't currently have anything that could actually trade for it. They just have to be chomping, which I like. All right, fine. Didn't they put the Jarl on the bottom? No, they put it on top. So they still have a Jarl. This is lethal. So they have to block it with at least a chomp. And if they put everything in front of it, are they killing me next turn? They can foretell 2 cards. There's 5, 6, 7. It's not lethal. We know one of those cards is a Jarl. I don't think this is going to lead to a win, but I also don't think not attacking here is going to lead to a win, because we're going to take most of this damage anyway. Which is unfortunate. I'd really like it to lead to a win. I'm living back Jarl plus this, and then I'm dead to the Devourer next turn. So we kind of have to answer those wings, and I don't think we can answer those wings. I mean, that's kind of something. Sort of. I still can't trade this for a 1/1. Because they're going to have, like, they should play it out here and then equip the wings to it. So this is basically giving me 1 more turn. I'm not entirely sure what I have that can answer the wings once it's already on the Jarl. I don't think it's fat enough, Might. Though I would like it to be. Sadly, we are dead. That's pretty great, Snoss. I have not seen that yet. Although I'd definitely like to one day. Holy carp, that's great. Yeah, we're super dead here. We tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it didn't even matter. It's an exiled sentinel. Alright, again, I'm going to let you guys look at Stream Raiders while I grab a drink. I'll be right back. I don't think we actually have much sideboarding we can do here, which is a bit unfortunate. I might need a Raven form just to try to take out that artifact, because I don't have another way to interact with it. That's probably what we need here, is like Raven form over the Bind the Monster, and I think we're in business. Simwife with the kills, Blauhorn with the assists. Rewards for Blue, Atralos, and Spoiler. We're getting close to a blue chest up here. Oop. Alright, let's give this a spin. I think Raven form might be my answer, because kind of the only thing I care about in their deck is that Raven Wings. If we can take care of them Wangs, we good. It's freaking hilarious, Snuzz. That's not just funny, that's hilarious. Go exile yourself. Just have potential. Not scared of my fin, huh?
You will be.
In the end, you eat it yourself. It would surprise me if we get a poison win, but it is still possible. I'm trying to decide if I want to brawl that out of the way. It's 2 damage if I do it now. Well, realistically, it's more damage than that. Yeah, I don't know that this is answering anything better with this board state. And I don't really want to loot yet. Oh no! Not the bees! Ah! There's a world where I Raven form that. I suppose the good news is we were never drawing any lands. So what happens if I attack with Finn and Raven form their hat? They gang block Finn. I still think this is worth getting rid of. Because we can start chonking. Unless they have a Linda of their own, then we probably just need to loot into the ability to cast hours or some action. Huh. So what you reckon they own? Because I'm halfway tempted to move this over. I guess we're not looting though, so go figure. Cup of poison is half empty. Seems like it to me. Okay, so that's likely the end of Finn. But we're okay with this. Is there any reason not to just play this? I can't think of any. I mean, I'm like fringe interested in these cards, but I need to hit land drops. I don't think it's that likely we're going to hit the mana for Bounding Gold, but I do think it's likely we'll hit the mana for Run Ashore. Well, there's not that many white sources in the deck. We would need literally any land to cast this. I love the Commander Brewing happening in chat right now. I think we're looking for our own Linda right now, though. This does give me the white source I need. So I think I should have that in play too. And next turn, we've got a conversation to be having. That's unfortunate. And yet, still leaves us mostly at a board stall. I think I might rather have Run Ashore up than the Glade Warden in play right now. I have seen that photoshopped onto your face. Slowly but surely. We got time. We've got 15 minutes. They got 7. Brad, thank you for the resub. 59 months. Heck. Thank you very much, my friend. Don't have to loot. Eventually they will do something that matters and I can interact with it because nothing matters right now. Y'all spam some old men for Brad. Thank you, my friend. And check him out if you like Eternal. Good stream. He like wins tournaments and stuff over there. It's crazy. We got 17 cards, they got 18. So we do need to find a way to kill them. But I suspect that we can. I'm wondering if the Glade Warden into this isn't the way to do it. Because it might be. Because eventually they're going to draw their helm, and it's going to be a problem. This could sort of be a thing. They have Raven Wings, which is what I'm a little scared of. I think that will kill me. I can put the bow on the troll, and we probably will. Okay. Oh, so they're at 16, I'm at 13. It's not going to work out that way. I can play the Glade Warden and have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 still up. So I think this is now my plan. I can potentially use the run ashore and see if they'll put Linda on top and then mill it. This is game 3. They're at 5 minutes. It's taken an incredibly long time. But I think slowly building up a big hawk is where we want to be. This is the turn where I'm going to need to use run ashore. And it does lead towards me being able to build things up. I want to put this in your library, and I want to put this in your hand. They only get to kill one of these unless they have a Jarl, in which case you got me. I mean, that would make this an even better block. I just need 2 things in the graveyard. I also need them not to kill the Glade Warden, but like we're getting pretty close to the troll being our actual plan now. That hurts, but it is what it is. Because that wings is still a problem. I still have to be defensive here. I don't want to be defensive here, but I still have to be. Take multiple things with him, potentially. We do kind of have an invasion of the giants going on here, which is a little worrisome. Our music has ended. Let us switch it to jazz. Perhaps we can enjoy some snake jazz. Who do we want to get big? Nobody this turn. The troll's almost big enough. Next turn I can pump it and attack with it, and that's our plan to win. There's also the plan if it takes them more than 3 minutes to figure out a way to kill me, which is not my favorite way to win a match of Magic, but I mean, the timers are there for a reason. I didn't really notice that they had that. I don't like that they do. Is that bad for me? I'm not entirely sure that it is. It gives them less chump blockers. Like, I can take this 5. I don't care. Yeah, I'm good. The hog did its job and then some. I gotta worry about it like a bounce spell killing me, but I can get in some serious damage with this thing. I guess a removal spell for here for me would be catastrophic because I'd take a heap of damage in the air. And I can still potentially mill them out with these library totals because I'm the one that gets to determine when the mill 4 happens. That'd be kind of awkward, but if we gotta, we gotta. They're holding some number of lands, right? Kind of have to be. Okay, I'll stop. I was trying to close out the game in a friendly fashion. But I'm in serious danger right now. So I guess we're not attacking. They can actually kill me in 42 seconds. That's a shame. It took every second of their clock, but they found a way to win the game. Well, that didn't do it. Not unless you're foretelling it first. They have to have 2 lands in hand. If they draw a non-land, they can kill me. But they've just kind of tattled on themselves that they did that. That was lethal with the foretell, right? It's pretty lethal now. Oh, man. Man. I don't like it when this happens. Here for a reason. Two seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. That is what's called getting your money's worth from the opponent's perspective. They paid for 30 minutes of gameplay, and they got 29 minutes and 58 seconds worth. That, like, how do you not love that value? That was value. Absolute value. And now you got to see some of it, so that works out all right. I've kept a lot of one-landers. This is not one that's keepable, sadly. I'll replace any of these cards with a land, specifically a blue one. I'd keep it in a snap, but I can't keep that one. This one's closer. There's a real downside here. I think since we already have a legend in hand, this is more likely to catch us up on the card advantage, but we're obviously going to need like green into something else. Yeah, we drew a bunch of lands. Like, it is what it is. I'll be all right. What if they'll think I'm a blue-white foretell deck? Apparently we all foretelling, and this foretells a little bit of a problem for me. Yarp. One thing we have determined about this format is if you miss a land drop, you're probably losing the game. So this is kind of the opposite problem of last game. But these openers have not been kind to us. Yeah, we can play the Raven, but it's unlikely to do anything that matters. Like, say they just go generic 4-drop here, untap, and kill the Raven. We're probably dead. But what if they couldn't kill the Raven? Would we have a shot then? Maybe. Just maybe. Snakeskinville, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I think this is pretty obviously supposed to go on white. There's nothing wrong with playing Provoke. The fact that there's much better options doesn't make it bad. You're a golden troll now. Bow before the golden troll. Here, thank you. Really all you can ask. Got one of them struggles for Skimfar hanging out. All right. I think I'm supposed to single block it. Run amok would make me sad. Cheers, Drake. It's Harold. We're gonna go look for Kumar. Blade Warden or Outrider? I guess Hand would rather have the Outrider. And I think we can attack with the 3/3 here. It would be pretty good. I would like that. I'm thinking we're probably jamming it here. Yeah, I don't see any reason to get anything else. Narf, narf. Well, suddenly things got a little more interesting, didn't they? They can get this to 6, right? 1, 2, 3. So if I put a bow on this, we've got a nice little present that they can't attack through. Well, dang. Wraths are good. We played against a lot of Wraths today. Like a surprising amount. Dang it, Bobby. I was using that. Pretty groovy jazz playlist. I like it. Blood on the Snow, huh? We gotta be careful about overcommitting. It's so hard to play around Wraths. They should totally attack here, right? This leads me to how are we finishing, and I'm not entirely sure. Because they're about to gain 8. Ideally, I can get them in a scenario where they attack with the Horizon Seeker and activate it, and I can run ashore in response. That would be swell. But we had a board stall, and I don't have a great way to break it right now. Sure. I'd rather not lose that, but I don't think it super matters. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. I need one more Snowland and we can do something with the Troll Boy. They got something that cares about the graveyard. Kind of need to keep this troll. I guess I can give him a medium draw next turn. We'll start the Stream Raiders when the game is concluded. Don't try to win. I think most of my viewers are here for the magic. I do try to start them on time when I can, but this game's running a little long. That went bottom, so it's functionally dead. Neat. Sold? Yeah, they can bottom. But that's a card advantage engine we don't have to worry about anymore. Now, what you reckon that is? That's a struggle for Skimfar, is my guess. Which doesn't do a whole lot. That's a little bit of a problem. Perhaps a little bit less of a problem now. Because the second troll can actually close out a game. Oh, Lord. That's not going to work, yo. That's not going to work. We found our Snowlands, though. That's not going to work, dude. Not at all. Not at all. That's so brutal. Oh my god. I'm just dead. Not funny. All we have done today is lost. This has been a difficult day for Upfish. Yeah, we played against a lot of opponents who had sweepers, which has been a challenge. Both of my Hawks aren't in there, so it's still reasonable to hold some lands. I want to get this to the point that it could trade with another Lenda, and then we can start attacking with it if they don't play anything else. Because, like, it's obviously got to... It's our only blocker. We're playing Draft. Their library is at 5 and ours is at 1, and we're going to lose. Because I don't think I can deal 1,000,000 points of damage with this. Alrighty then. Now we can do your Stream Raiders battle. And I'll be right back with you. Sorry, I had to go throw up after that. Dixieland with the kills, Simwife with the assists, rewards for Bell, Guy, Pater, Yak, and Atrilos. Oh man, that was brutal. It's absolutely brutal. I don't know that there's a whole lot we can fiddle with it. I don't think I like the Iron Verdict. It doesn't kill the thing that matters. Maybe we need a Yeti, because like what we're suffering from is we don't have a way to close out a game. The Tegrid Shadow was brutal. I can give this a try. I'm just terrified. I feel like I'm just starting behind everything that my opponents are doing today. All right, let's talk. Like, we got all the advantage one could ask for off of King Narfi's betrayal, but I've been milled out by those stupid 3-1s. Maybe I undervalue those. Maybe they're better than I gave them credit for, and they're the secret to black decks. Is just mill out the dirtlers. That's an interesting one about what I do this turn. If I play the Glittering Frost, it's not getting me that far ahead, but it does make some of my draws potentially better. I guess? Like, presumably they were playing it to enable some things in their deck, like the Way Down. Which seems pretty reasonable. I don't think that's crazy. Yeah, they've presumably got Graveyard Interaction, which makes it better. I don't mind one more land, but I'll find one given the fullness of time anyway. I'm really good at drawing lands. See, there's one more land. I don't think we can realistically bind Akoma's Faithful, and they're going to Skull Raid me. Probably going to have to discard the Run Ashore and the Forest. I mean, I guess the good news is we're at 6 lands. We would never want to play more than 6 lands, so we can kind of chillax with these in hand. I could get some value off of a Run Ashore if I want to attack, but I don't have a great follow-up. I may still have to go for it this turn because we're just whiffing a bit. I suppose they could have a Jarl. I'd be okay with that. I wouldn't love it, but we can try it. That'll get set up, given a little bit of time anyway. I think they've got a Tegrid Shadow, so it's already set up. Like, we know they have one in the deck. If they get to double black, they'll play it. Man, I'm so good at drawing lands. It's, I think, impressive. Are you not entertained? Makes some sense to jam Herald. That does make the Tegrid Shadow a little worse. Because one of those cards has to be Tegrid Shadow. Well, they can't get me this way with it, right? Because that's a lot of big stuff. This requires there to be things in the graveyard, and there aren't yet. There will be. There just are not yet. It does. We also know that they have a Wrath in the deck. So I need to be careful how much I overcommit. They've got Tegrid Shadow and Blood in the Snow. So I could take a gamble that this might hit something, overcommit, and then they Wrath my board away. Or I could have it as a recovery plan. Because right now they're missing double black. If they hit double black, we're terrified. Even Blood in the Snow is double black, right? Like, there's, in the blind, maybe we would play that out. I still don't think I would unless I knew what I was going to get with it. Okay, now we may need to start thinking about it. But we're still not going to do it until after some stuff has happened. And they're exiling their Linda, so I can't get the Linda back. Things are looking a little rough for our hero. And this is the question of whether you want to play around Shadow or Blood. I think we're supposed to play around Shadow here. They're not wrathing because they don't have double black. That's the entire reason they're not wrathing. They can't. Or maybe they don't have them. I suppose that's also possible, albeit somewhat unlikely. When they have 2 wraths and we've gone through half their deck, the chances are they've probably found one by now. Now we're in a position where I may have to run it out just to stabilize. Because we ain't hitting much here. I'm a little nervous about taking the Moriite for reasons you can probably imagine. So we may be on Outrider and Draugr. I could kill him with a Draugr. Herald still has some hits for us. Not a lot. Moriite could double the Saga if we want to go on that route, which I don't hate. Yeah, let's take the Moriite, and then that forces us to take the Draugr, because I don't think we want their Vandal. Sagas are not legendary, no. They are historic, but not legendary. You can read the history of Benalia as many times as you want. I'm interested in Linda for sure. The Raven is mine. What can I get from theirs? I don't know which of this is theirs. I know this is. Is that their troll? I can get a Packmate. I can get a troll. The troll seems pretty good. And if we want to close things out, I think the Raven makes sense. I don't know why they didn't attack me last turn, but I'll take it. I imagine because they're going to try to Blood in the Snow, but you would still want to get in the damage, I would think. I'm trying to slow play this a little bit so we can get to Blood in the Snow, or play around Blood in the Snow. I think this is just lining them up for a Tegrid's Shadow. The more that I think about it, the less likely I am that I actually want to attack with this. Yeah, a misclick, whatever, we'll deal with it. Because at this point, it's have Blood in the Snow or lose. Because I can beat a Shadow. And if they Blood in the Snow, I can still respond with an Eyesight Troll and a Thought Thief. Man, a lot of these games will be going to time, yo. There's your Blood in the Snow. There's the end of my saga. Things will be getting danger ops. I think I have to target them with this because I can't put anything for my... And I have to mill them with whatever it is. I also think we're losing, but... Is there a Snowland away from having a blocker for this? People be giving Provoke the Trolls grief. It ain't bad. I don't think I can actually mill them out from here, so I think that's actually the end of it. Which is disappointing. At least I won't die to that. But we're down to the point where we know what cards we're drawing. These are the 2 forests we scryed earlier, so we're going to draw 2 lands. Yeah, I've played this before, and I think there are decks that would want it. I just ended up without a way to close out the game. Yeah, sadly this is game over because there's 5 and 5 and literally nothing we can do about it. Alrighty, boys and girls of YouTube, if you would like to learn how to 0-2 a draft like a champion, you should make sure to tune in at twitch.tv/Simulon. I had a day where I couldn't lose, and I tell you what, today has been the opposite. I can't win. I can't possibly win. We've had 2 0-2s in a row. It's rough. It happens to everybody. It happens to people who are streaming the game. It happens to people who are bad at the game. It happens to people who are good at the game. There's a lot of Magic games that are decided by variance or by small decisions that when made incorrectly can get you. As it turns out, we should not have copied our saga. Thinking through it, the interaction with Blood in the Snow meant that we're not protecting ourselves from the saga by leaving that troll there. If we just cast it the last round and left up the snow mana to regenerate it, we might have still had a game. So I think that was like a tiny decision where we could have gotten into that game, and we didn't. I was thinking I'll just save it. But with exactly 2 snow mana and Blood in the Snow, all of a sudden we're in a lot of trouble. But thank you for watching on YouTube. Chat, don't worry, we have more drafts and maybe a sealed coming up. YouTube, we'll see you next time.